Hey everyone, this is Sperry, and today I will be bringing you guys episode number 2 of my Toontown Nuzlocke series. So, let me just say that obviously you guys can tell this one's way sped up. That's because I didn't want to make it too boring. So, expect this to be a regular theme. I actually plan on kind of alternating up. We're going to have some live commentaries. Then we're also going to have some like this. This one's at 4 times speed, just so you guys know. Actually, those are the two mediums I plan on having. You guys tell me which one you like better, okay? Please be honest with me, because I have no problem doing either one. They're really just about the same effort, because the advantage of making it like this is I can be more relaxed while recording. I don't have to be in a recording environment. I can have people in the room. I can have noise while I'm playing when I'm doing this one, and I can be watching TV while I'm doing this one, while I'm doing the actual footage. If that makes sense. Whereas, so it gives me more... I guess it gives me more discretion to do the commentary however I'd like, at the cost of having to record more gameplay per footage. And then the other one, obviously, I can get more episodes out quicker, but it's a little harder to get the proper environment to record. So those are really just kind of the two trade-offs. So, just want to get that out of the way. Also, big surprise. I almost go sad in this one. Not going to tell you guys where, because I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I come extremely close to going sad due to being an idiot. Just based on the way this is going, I would not be surprised at all if we were to go sad early on in this run, just because I've been playing so recklessly. I don't know why, but it's been a disaster, and it's terrible. But no excuses on my part. Just yeah. So far so bad. This has been a tons of crashes. If you notice, I keep having to cut away because I crash, which is not the way you want it to happen ideally, but what can you do? So if you ever see a video cut in my footage, that's because I crashed. And I'm just kind of walking around doing my dumb tasks. I mean, this is like Toontown Central. There's nothing I can really offer you guys other than, oh yeah, there is something I can say. The reason why I'm not doing my task right here, you guys notice, I specifically have not been doing my task for this like little footage here. That's because I've been training my gags. Because if I don't have level 3 gags, it makes fighting level 3 cogs almost impossible. And almost every task you have in early TTC requires level 3 cogs. And so I just wanted to go ahead and take the prerogative to go ahead and train my gags up, make it so I have almost no chance of going sad later on, which I think was a good choice. Again, I'm using that strategy I talked about before of using the Welcome Valley glitch to get double XP. And so I don't get my cash bots as quickly as I should. Because I'm sure if some of you are looking at my task, it's like, he needs cash bots and he's not defeating them. Well, that's just because I want to get level 3 gags. So, brief comment on my strategy for this run has been kind of train my gags at the same time as doing my tasks, which I think is probably a pretty good way to approach it. But anyhow, back to the reason, just a couple of random things I want to talk about since, this is a commentary and I'm going to talk about random stuff, of course. So, first of all, I've been crazy sick this week. It's been horrible. I'm trying so hard not to cough right now. My voice probably sounds different because I'm trying incredibly hard not to just go on a huge coughing fit, because once I start, I'll just cough all night. It's horrible. And the reason why I'm so sick is because I haven't been sleeping right. I've been barely sleeping at all, and I haven't been eating right, which both of those things exacerbate the effects of being sick instead of allowing you to recover quickly. Don't have a fever anymore, so I can go to classes and stuff, but that's been annoying. And then, yeah, it's just been really hard to get onto the game as well because of all the random, Toonfest stuff. It seems like at a certain point now they've got it under control, which is good. So I'm happy about that. I did not want this series to get severely impeded by the fact that I couldn't play the game. But also, seems like population numbers have recovered too, which is not that surprising. Hopefully, they learn from this and they decide to be a little bit more careful before releasing an update, because really the only way they can screw up their game in the super short term is to make the game unplayable. And I've already said, in my opinion, that I think bug fixes should be prioritized over new content, which is probably fairly controversial and non-standard. Maybe that's just because all this new content doesn't really interest me. Oh yeah, there's a crash. There's a crash, I think. I don't even know. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, the coughing started. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about the coughing. I hope it doesn't continue like that. That's horrible for everybody. But hopefully this commentary isn't boring you guys to tears. Just put some Z's in the chat if you guys are hating this commentary, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to commentate over 4 times footage while just talking about random stuff. So maybe it's better to just do it live. I don't know. You guys tell me which one you like better. but also this might just be an off day for me. I don't know, but I hope that you guys don't give up on this series just because I'm boring you to tears right now. I will actually try to be an entertaining person, so don't worry about that. So, really, I'm just kind of running around doing my tasks and getting pissed off at the crashes that occur every 5 or so minutes, sometimes more frequently than that. But I mean, what else is new? It's TTR. We got to do the best we can with the server. One thing I have noticed people saying that I don't really agree with is I don't think there's any type of situation where just because the server is free to play and because they quote-unquote remade our childhood game that we have no right to protest over anything. I don't think that's a very healthy perspective to have. I think that's a little bit authoritarian, and the reason I say that is because it goes into a line where just because somebody's doing you a favor in some sense, at the same time they've collected money to make this game, they have people making this game and they want people to play it. They have other motives too, but they rely on the audience too. It goes both ways. This is a passion project, but at the same time, that's what I talked about. I could have died here. I would have been at 1 laff, and if I was not thinking about calculating that, so if that was a bloodsucker, it would have done 6 damage. I could have gone sad there. So if you're ever trying to, not die in a Nuzlocke series, that's probably a good place to start. And here's something else I forgot to mention in this commentary, because this commentary has been atrocious so far, is that my name got approved. That's because literally from that first piece of footage you saw where I got my level 3 gags until now, almost a week had passed. You guys can see Toonfest got out all that. That's because all the footage you're seeing here was recorded today, other than the footage from a week ago, which was before. And that was just due to scheduling, the game being down, all that. But yeah, this is my name. I'm Kodiak. I'm a purple cat. Probably going to be a black cat once Halloween comes. So if you want to green me, there's your target, guys. I'm probably going to be wearing those same clothes, or if not, some Halloween clothes. So feel free to green me. Hit me with your best shot, guys. Hopefully I don't die. That's like the big plan here, is to not die, because that would suck. Oh no. Well, there goes my entire stabilization for this audio clip, because here's something that's great. So when you cough, it throws the entire stabilization of everything you're doing completely off, and it sounds terrible. There's just so many things wrong when recording audio to have a huge cough going. So, highly do not recommend getting sick. It's not very conducive to making good YouTube videos. Just gonna throw that out there for you all. But, yeah. Really, it's TTC footage. There's not much to it. I will try to highlight... Whoa. What was that sound? Okay, there's some weird stuff going on in the dorm, but I mean, that's not that surprising. It's college. I mean, everyone in here is either like certifiably insane or like eccentric or just weird shit. So a lot of weird stuff goes on. They also got rid of like half the districts, I noticed. I wonder if that's a glitch or if they're losing money. Because if TTR is not getting as much of an income as they were before, if they lose some of their big investors, I don't know if you call them investors as much as people contributing to it, but if they lose those people contributing, that could be really bad for the game. Because they're not allowed to directly accept donations like from the public, I don't think, because they're afraid of the legality of it. This whole private server is incredibly illegal, but the only reason why they don't do anything about it is because they don't really make money off it. In fact, Disney might make a small portion of money off of the server existing just because it gets people interested in their brand and their product. Like, for example, it got me saying their name. I would not be saying the word Disney today if it wasn't for this server existing. So there certainly are some tangible benefits to that, as long as the TTR team's not privating out of their recreation. So it's just a very fine line with how that works. So I do think that I don't know a lot about the districts. It might just be a temporary thing, or it might even be a permanent thing. They're redirecting funds, whatever. But if there is a decrease in budget, that would be not a great sign. So hopefully that's not what's going on. Just another random thing I'm going to say. This is one of the least structured commentaries I've ever done. That was, this is like a post commentary, so you'd think it'd be more structured. But again, if you guys are wondering why I named my Toon Kodiak, that's the name of my cat. And my cat's a fucking beast. So, there you go. That's like a really random comment. But if anybody was wondering, because I've made a bunch of tunes named Kodiak before, but they've just never been while I was on YouTube. So, like, all the people who know me pretty well, aside from YouTube and all that, they knew I was going to name this Toon Kodiak, and they were not surprised. And also, I'm just being a little toxic cat, if you notice. I've just been, like, rambling, going up to people and just doing annoying shit throughout this episode because I got bored. So, that was kind of fun. Yeah, I don't really do anything especially interesting gameplay-wise in this episode. I really just kind of run around. I'm training my gags a little bit because I don't want to get screwed. Oh yeah, that is something kind of interesting, is I don't actually need to follow the little mini-map because I already memorized where all the shops were when I was a kid before they added this mini-map. So I will sometimes bring it up just so I don't seem, incredibly deranged, but I could completely function without it, which is not a good thing. I also get really unlucky here with the fishing. I get way too many fish species, and I also miss a lot of cats because I'm just bad, but we don't worry about that. Biggest point being that, oh god, it's so hard to not cough right now. That's probably why my commentary sucks so much. But anyways, as I was saying, biggest problem is I just get unlucky here, which is going to mean that I have a higher chance to get an extra laugh later. But quite honestly, I'm not deleting a Toon for a laugh point. That just seems ridiculous. It's not... The whole point of a Nuzlocke is for me to not go out of my way to get any advantage to make it easier that I possibly can. If I just randomly happen to get some laugh point, that's not making it easier. That's just... Oh, there's a little black screen there. I apologize for that. I guess it was just, like, at the end of one of my recordings, it just froze or something. But sorry about that. Anyways, like I was saying before, as long as I'm not doing it in any way to intentionally get more laugh, I don't really have a problem if I just happen to get a laugh from fishing, because there's not much you can do to control that. They made it easier to get those fish species, which just makes it easier. I also really love that glitch where your eyes just get closed. It's so ridiculous looking. It makes me look like, I don't know, but I'm a blind motherfucker running around. I guess this was kind of an interesting gameplay portion towards the end here, because I have to fight level 3s for this task, and I found a double talker invasion zone, which would make it easier to get the 3s, of course. So I don't really want to die. So what I do is I just kind of mooch off these people training gags, and I kind of sit with them for multiple reasons. First of all, they bring in more cogs, which is good. Second of all, they just make it easier for me to get my tasks in, so a lot of good things happen because of that. It makes it just much easier for me to get my cogs defeated, and generally just expedites the process. Look at that. It's just spamming banana peels in TTC. This is the life. It's actually really convenient for me, though, because it took a lot of the risk out of what I was doing just because I ran into these random people. They weren't solicited, and I didn't tell them, like, save me or some shit. I just happened to know if they were there. And see, yeah, I get a little salty there. But always the polite Toon that I am. Don't show it too hard. But that's really about it for this episode. We just kind of get our gags to a place where they're not going to get me killed in TTC. We get a few tasks done. Just some bread and butter stuff. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you guys play fantasy football, I have, like, the most stacked team ever. It's ridiculous. I have, like, Julio Jones and David Johnson, and, like, I feel like I have some kind of, like, eye for, like, talent in football, because I just seem to know, like, what players are going to bust and what aren't, just based on, like, the stats and watching them play. Like, I was watching, like, Adrian Peterson and Todd Gurley are going to have terrible years because they're just wildly inconsistent, and what do you know? They just have some of the worst fantasy years ever this year for how high they were drafted. And I know I'm sounding like a nerd if you guys don't talk about football. I know a ton about football. I'm a huge fan of a team called the Arizona Cardinals, who are doing terrible this year. They're actually predicted to probably make it to the Super Bowl, and they have already lost 3 games in 5 weeks, which is really bad. But again, I'm just kind of randomly filling in. If you guys have any questions about some random stuff having to do with football, I'm all ears. I could probably answer those questions pretty well because I watch almost every NFL game, along with every LCS game if you guys are league players. So I'm kind of a big sports guy, surprisingly. But again, that's pretty much it for this video. We do almost nothing. So just wanted to say thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support very much. We've gotten an insane amount of subscribers recently. It just blows my mind. But thank you so much, guys. Again, tell me which format you like better. Do you like the live commentaries better, or these the commentaries we get sped up footage better, plus a commentary? Be honest with me, I don't actually care which one. I love you either way. I need real feedback so I can make this series better, and we can make this a good thing. So, okay, this is way longer. I did my outro way too early. Now we have like literally another minute left. So I apologize for that. Okay, just another random question for you all. What do you think about the dating scene in Vibrant Valley? How's it going? You guys getting you guys meeting some cool cats? You having a good time there? Have you really hit the jackpot? How's it going? Tell me about the life and kids, and tell me about Vibrant Valley. All right, thanks guys. Now we're really out for real. Appreciate your time. See you guys soon. Goodbye, YouTube. Did I sync it up right? No, I didn't. Goodbye, YouTube.